In the shadowed depths of the Androsil expanse, far beyond charted trade lanes, a clandestine war council assembles. Known only as the Galactic Syndicate, this alliance of alien warlords controls the most feared mercenary networks and black market technology across the spiral arm. Their reach is vast, their methods brutal, and their rule undisputed. Until now. The meeting takes place aboard the command citadel Vranthus Prime, orbiting a dead star. The alien lords, each representing a different species and syndicate, gathered to address a growing embarrassment. Commander Rourke Voss, a human ghost who vanished years ago after crippling one of their most prized war fleets during humanity's first contact war. To the unknowing galaxy, the war had ended with a negotiated ceasefire. Humanity was granted entry into the interstellar community, under watchful supervision. But to the Syndicate, that war was a personal humiliation. One man, a human special forces commander, had turned a surprise invasion into a rout by triggering a chain of sabotage that destroyed the dreadship Maltharion, a vessel thought to be indestructible. The Syndicate believed Rourke was killed in the operation, but new intel suggests otherwise. A mercenary relay beacon near the Sol system picked up fragments of a coded military ping, one matching Earth's long-abandoned Project Warden, the covert initiative that trained elite human operatives for asymmetric warfare in alien environments. The signal bore a specific ID code, Rourke Voss. Panicked at the thought that Rourke might still be alive, and worse, hiding advanced tactical knowledge the Syndicate desperately wants to suppress, they issue a directive. Terminate Rourke Voss, by any means necessary. A galactic bounty is set, 100 million credits, dead or confirmed eliminated. The first team sent is the Crathan Blades, a lethal band of insectoid assassins who operate with hive-like precision. Led by Hive leader Skir-Reth, their reputation is legendary. They've assassinated planetary governors and neutralized rebel factions. Their orders are to track Rourke, eliminate him, and extract any recovered tech. Meanwhile, on Earth, Rourke Voss lives a quiet life in the deep Alaskan wilderness. Officially listed as KIA, he spends his days off-grid, monitoring satellite traffic, updating old war drones for defense, and caring for the local ecosystem like a soldier tending to a forgotten post. He's not hiding out of fear, he's waiting. Rourke knows that the Syndicate won't let him live forever, so he prepares. Not with fleets or armies, but with the terrain, instincts, and the lessons of 1,000 simulations designed to kill superiors with inferior tools. As the Crathan ship pierces Earth's atmosphere, its stealth signature masks its arrival from human governments, but not from Rourke's ancient war sensors buried deep in the Earth. He watches their descent on a cracked display screen, face grim. His only words, "So it begins." Unknown to the Crathan Blades, the area they're entering is a kill zone. Every tree, every rock, and every crevice has been planned into a defensive matrix of traps, signal distortions, and buried tech. It's not just survival for Rourke, it's psychological warfare. As the mercenaries disappear into the wilderness, their signal fades. Hours pass. Then days. Not a single echo is heard again from the Crathan unit. The alien lords, watching from their remote outposts, frown in confusion. Then worry. What was supposed to be a swift execution has become a mystery. The first team, among the galaxy's best, has vanished. Only one fact remains. They went to kill one human. None returned. And the ghost of Earth is no longer just a rumor. The disappearance of the Crathan Blades sends shockwaves through the Galactic Syndicate. The Blades were elite, mercenaries who'd toppled planetary regimes with clinical precision. That they failed to report back, at all, suggests something far more dangerous than the alien lords anticipated. But rather than backing down, the Syndicate doubles down. After a brief deliberation, they dispatch multiple new hunter teams, each tailored with unique abilities and weapons. The Syndicate treats Rourke Voss not as a target now, but as a test case. They want to see which species, which method, which technology might succeed. For them, it's a matter of pride and control. Among the new killers sent are Zuroth Vex, a shape-shifting Silic assassin who thrives in psychological manipulation and infiltration. The Ferroclade, a cybernetic mech built from salvaged war AI and muscle tissue harvested from dead worlds. The Children of Lore, a sect of psionic assassins who blind their targets with illusions and mental torture before delivering the kill. Each group is briefed with the last known location of Rourke, a wilderness sector in the northern hemisphere of Earth. Remote, unguarded, and, according to the Syndicate, undefended by human authorities. But none of them truly understand what Rourke has made of that wilderness. While the assassins descend on Earth, Rourke is already in motion. His instincts, honed from years of special ops missions behind enemy lines, are acute. He knows these new hunters won't come at him the same way as the Krathens. These will be smarter, stranger, less predictable. But so is he. His command over the terrain is absolute. Old satellite uplinks and captured alien tech help him monitor atmospheric anomalies and energy signatures. He doesn't just hide from his attackers, he lures them in. One by one, Zuroth Vex, the shapeshifter, infiltrates a nearby village, wearing the face of an old friend. But Rourke is watching from a distance, noting behavioral tics, irregular pulse readings, subtle timing flaws in the mimic's speech. When Zuroth finally approaches Rourke's cabin, disguised as a local, he triggers a neurogas field that paralyzes shapeshifters on a molecular level. Zuroth's last vision is of Rourke's eyes watching from behind a tree line. Next, the Ferroclade enters the perimeter, smashing through traps with brute force. But it's not brute strength that defeats it, it's misdirection. Rourke manipulates its sensors with false thermal readings and mirror drones, drawing it into a frozen lake rigged with explosives under the ice. As the mech detonates and sinks, Rourke recovers its AI core, studying it for clues about who's really sending these hunters. The Children of Lore try a different route, psionic warfare. They attempt to mentally break Rourke with illusions of failure, guilt, and loss. For a moment, they nearly succeed, invoking memories of comrades lost during the war. But Rourke has been trained to counter psychic attacks. He triggers a pain stim implant to snap himself out of the hallucinations, then overloads their minds with a feedback loop using a captured alien psi crystal. Their brains rupture, and the forest falls silent once more. Back in the Syndicate's war room, confusion turns to fear. Mercenary commanders begin refusing the contract. Survivors, what few escape, return babbling about ghosts, traps, and a human who hunts like a predator, not prey. Rourke, meanwhile, gathers fragments of gear, alien weapons, and tech from each fallen attacker. He studies them, learning the Syndicate's tools, tracking their reach. He knows more will come, and he's preparing to escalate. He doesn't want war. But if they bring it to him, he's determined they won't leave Earth alive. By the end of this phase, a new legend begins to form in whispers across the black markets and bounty circuits. The ghost of Earth doesn't run. He waits, and he learns. The Galactic Syndicate is rattled. One man, a human relic of a war long thought settled, is dismantling their best assassins like insects underfoot. Not just defeating them, but doing so with precision that borders on clinical. With every failed strike team, the bounty on Rourke Voss rises, and so does the unease. What began as a cleanup operation has become a mystery wrapped in dread. Fear is spreading, not among politicians or militaries, but among mercenary guilds, bounty brokers, and assassin syndicates. Contracts on Earth are being canceled. Rourke's name, once a ghost story, is now spoken with quiet reverence and apprehension in the underworld. The term "the ghost of Earth" is now standard on mercenary forums. Tales spread like wildfire. A Ferroclade mech never came back. No trace, just static. Silic Shifter screamed for 7 hours before the line went dead. The lore mind breakers? They begged to be extracted. Their eyes were bleeding. The few mercenaries who managed to survive speak of elaborate traps, invisible countermeasures, and psychological warfare that goes far beyond what they were trained to handle. Some even claim that Rourke doesn't kill everyone. He lets some live just to send a message. And that message becomes terrifyingly clear. A syndicate outpost on a mining moon receives an encrypted transmission. It's the helmet cam footage from Zeroth Vex, the shapeshifter. It shows him approaching Rourke's cabin in disguise, entering, then convulsing as the neurotoxin kicks in. The footage cuts to static. Then a video feed comes online. Rourke appears. He speaks directly to the camera. "You want a war? I've fought yours before. I ended it. You come again, I'll do worse. I won't fight armies. I'll tear down your shadows." The video is watermarked with the symbol of Project Warden, a now-defunct human Black Ops initiative the Syndicate had once considered neutralized. Its reappearance sends a chill through the warlords. Project Warden operatives were designed to be ghost soldiers, masters of terrain, counter-tech tactics, and psychological warfare. They weren't just warriors. They were nightmares in the shape of men. Despite the growing fear, the Syndicate's pride refuses to yield. One lord suggests escalating to a planetary cleansing strike, but others hesitate. Openly attacking Earth would trigger intervention from the Galactic Confederation, which still holds a fragile alliance with humanity. And besides, even if Earth were destroyed, what if Rourke survives? Still, they send one final operative, Neshral, a bounty hunter known only as the Pale Scar. She's not a killer in the traditional sense. She specializes in stalking her targets over months, learning their rhythms, manipulating their surroundings, making them unravel slowly. But when Neshral arrives in orbit around Earth, something unexpected happens. Before she even lands, her ship's AI intercepts a local broadcast, one not on Earth's normal frequencies. It's a message on loop. "You've come far. You've studied me. But you don't understand. This isn't my hiding place, it's my hunting ground." Within minutes, her ship is disabled mid-atmosphere by a hacked orbital defense satellite Rourke repurposed years ago. She crashes in a remote forest, crawling from the wreckage only to find herself surrounded by drones projecting one repeating phrase, "Turn around, this is your one chance." She does. Neshral becomes the first high-tier bounty hunter to return alive, and her testimony is damning. She confirms Rourke is alive. He is highly mobile, anticipates tech and tactics before they are deployed, and possesses a level of situational control unmatched by any operative she has faced. Her final warning to the Syndicate: he doesn't survive because he hides. He survives because he dominates the battlefield. You're not hunting a man, you're provoking a force of nature. And now the criminal underworld knows Earth is cursed territory, and its ghost has no intention of staying quiet forever. By now, the Galactic Syndicate stands at the edge of humiliation. For weeks they've thrown mercenaries, assassins, and elite hunters at one man, Commander Rourke Voss, and not one mission has succeeded. The few survivors return broken, and some don't return at all. Worse, Rourke has begun to turn their own tactics against them, manipulating Syndicate channels to broadcast his defiant messages, weaponizing fear as efficiently as he once did bullets. To the warlords, it's no longer about eliminating a threat. It's about saving face. Pride becomes their fatal weakness. In an emergency summit aboard the dreadnought Xerxes Thorn, the alien lords vote to deploy a planetary-level strike battalion. The plan: deploy overwhelming force, level the region of Earth where Rourke operates, and send a final message to anyone watching that no one, human or otherwise, defies the Syndicate and lives. They justify it politically as an anti-insurgency operation carried out via a proxy fleet of mercenary warships and private contractors to avoid direct blame. Still, this operation is massive: 30 ships, 2 orbital weapons platforms, atmospheric bombardment drones, and a ground force division. But Rourke has seen it coming. Weeks earlier, while dismantling a downed assassin's tech, Rourke uncovered a Syndicate uplink path to their fleet coordination systems. He let them believe he was unaware. In reality, he had already begun laying the final phase of a trap years in the making. Protocol Revenant, an autonomous defense network built using stolen alien tech, repurposed war satellites, and the last surviving AI from Project Warden, Aegis 9. As the Syndicate fleet enters Earth's orbit and aligns their bombardment pattern, the trap springs. Aegis 9 hijacks the fleet's command protocols the moment they activate their targeting systems. The orbital platforms suddenly go dark. Shipboard weapons freeze mid-calibration. Communications collapse into corrupted code. Moments 30 Syndicate warships are no longer part of an invasion. They are hostages. Across the galactic net, a forced broadcast ignites. It's Rourke, standing in the snow before a downed Syndicate drone, a beacon in his hand. He speaks clearly, with no anger, just finality. You came to silence me, to erase the truth. But the galaxy will see who you are. I was your warning. This is your reckoning. Aegis 9 simultaneously reroutes the Syndicate fleet's navigational AI into a collision trajectory, not toward Earth, but into the Archon Void, a gravitational rift that consumes everything it touches. The fleet has only minutes to act, but they're paralyzed by their own hacked systems. Across the stars, news networks, black market feeds, and even Confederation channels pick up the footage. Billions watch as the fleet, so proud and unstoppable, vanishes into the crushing silence of the void. The Syndicate is humiliated. Their most powerful lords lose face. Some are assassinated by rivals, others flee into hiding. The bounty on Rourke is withdrawn quietly, and Earth is flagged, no contract, by every major mercenary network. Even speaking Rourke's name in criminal circles becomes taboo. Meanwhile, the Confederation opens an investigation. Though Rourke remains officially dead, intelligence agencies now list Earth's northern region as a strategic black zone and recommend non-intervention unless provoked. Back on Earth, Rourke sits by a campfire, tending to a wounded hawk he rescued during the recent chaos. His cabin stands untouched, silent. In the distance, the aurora borealis flickers, peaceful, serene. He speaks softly to himself. I gave them a choice. They made the wrong one. Aegis 9 hums quietly in the background, watching the skies. And across the galaxy, a new rule takes root in the minds of all who move in shadows. Never send killers to Earth. There's already one there, and he doesn't forgive.